All right, welcome to Snappy's second round of how to convert your PDFs into an app. Um, so we're going to go over today how to go from a paper form that is on your desk to a app that is on your phone or whatever tablet device um, you use for your work. It's very simple to do, and there's a lot of benefits that you get from it, such as eliminating the need for paper. I think that's probably the biggest reason why a lot of people uh, decide to do this in the first place. Paper is really annoying. It's hard to archive it, keep it around, and all that. So I'm going to show you today how to get rid of it and how you can still use the same forms you've been using for, years or whatever. So first step's really easy. So you're going to go to the website. Sure, you've been here before if you're in this webinar right now. And all you're going to do is sign up. So with your account, there is no fee or anything like that. The only time you're going to get charged is when you publish the app. So you can use the platform as much as you want to mess around with things, and then whenever you feel like you're ready, you can go ahead and pay the subscription, and we'll publish it for you. Of course, I already have my login, so I'm going to go ahead and log in right here. All right, so this is the first page you're going to see after you log in. It's going to give you a couple different options. The one we're most concerned with is create a new app, but your other options are like your profile, where you can change your email, your phone number, contact information. Order a custom app is exactly what it sounds like. You contact our developers for them to build an app for you. Usually people that are trying to build more sophisticated apps and don't want to really learn the platform, this is their go-to. And then you have My Apps, which will show you a list of all the apps you've created. We can actually go into this really quick, and you can see I have a bunch because I do a lot of webinars. But this will allow you to edit it. You also have the option to publish it, see your analytics for it, which is also really useful. Okay, so, but all that's great, but we are going to, actually before I start, let me make sure I am on Do Not Disturb. Yeah. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and create a new app. And you have a couple different options here. You have the form builder, which is where we're going to go, but right now this button isn't working, as I found out this morning. So I'm going to show you a different way to get there. The form builder is exactly what it sounds like. It's what we use to build forms from scratch. But you can also use it to upload your PDFs. And actually, if you press start here, it would even show you, do you want to load a PDF or do you want to build a form? App Builder has the form builder in it, but this is more for if you're going to add some more functionality to your app in the form of widgets. And widgets is really just fancy for tools, I guess, that you can put in the app, like GPS tracking or push notifications or chat. So that's the difference between the two here. You can do this one in here, but this one gives you a little bit more functionality. And then there's the Guru App Builder, which I really don't recommend for someone that hasn't used the platform before. So the learning curve is about 2 weeks, but honestly, I'm learning new stuff every day about Guru. So I would just probably recommend you stay away from there unless you are willing to go through a little bit of a learning curve to figure out how to do everything. So for now, like I said, we're going to use the Express App Builder instead of the Form Builder because this button is not working. So let me hide that too. All right, so this is the first screen you're going to see. And what it means from pick from 400 plus business apps is that if you click this drop down and click any of these industries right here, say field service is buzzing lately, so say I click field service, it'll show me all the apps that we have that have to do with field service. So these are like templates. They're like bare bones kits that you can go ahead and adjust however you want. So if, like, say you're in a towing company and you want a towing app, you can click this and it'll give you a baseline of your app. But if you want to make it from scratch, you would just press skip template up here. Since what we're doing today is mostly about converting your PDF into an app, I'm going to go ahead and press skip template, but you should definitely check this out to see if there's something that's close to what you want to do, and it'll save a lot of work. So right there, I'm going to press skip template, and then it asks you if you want to adjust the color. You can do this later, so you don't have to do it right now, but you can if you want to, I guess. So I'm just going to go with the default for now, since it doesn't really matter. I usually recommend people pick the colors that their brand is. So if you have a orange logo like us, I would go with a more orange theme. So right here, these are the widgets I was talking about. This will give you the functionality in your app. So you can see there's a lot of different options, and we have even more if you go through these drop downs here. So the one we're going to be using, though, is the form editor, which is this guy right here. But I wouldn't go with new form if you are planning on saving the form to your phone. What you want to do is go with form manager, because this will allow you to actually have saved forms, and it'll allow you to output in PDF and Excel. So it'll make things a little bit easier for you to, index your stuff that you're working on or whatever. So we're going to press add widget. Cool. So you have a couple different settings here. I'm going to press OK just so I can get a zoomed out view of what's going on. So right here, this is your list of widgets. Now you can see if I press new widget and I add, let's say I add a page tab. I'm going to press OK again here. Now we have two different tabs in our app. So this doesn't really have to do with the PDF to form, but it could be useful if you want to add some more functionality, like I said. One thing I also want to mention really quick, because a lot of people can't figure this out. If you want to move the bottom navigation to a side navigation, which is what a lot of the apps are doing nowadays, you go to settings, you want visual style, and then you're going to go to app layouts, and you can specify if you want to do side navigation for only iOS or only Android or whatever. I personally prefer side navigation because it leaves more of the screen open rather than I'd rather have side navigation because it leaves more of the screen open rather than bottom navigation. So right there, now we have something going here. You have a page tab, form tab, but that's not what we were here for. We want to convert a PDF into a form. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to edit form right here, and it'll take you into our form builder. So before we had the PDF loader, we had this like traditional form output type deal. And the way this works is pretty easy. You would just click on whatever you need. So if you need an address field, click that and it'll populate the app with an address field. And you can specify what all these things say, like street address, address line. That's what all this stuff over here on the side is. But we're not doing that. We're trying to get a form that is in front of your desk, on your desk right now, in front of you, and we're trying to convert that into an app. So the way you would do that is first you need to scan it and have it as a PDF in the computer. And once you get that going, then we can go to the next step. So I'm going to go ahead and press load PDF. I don't care if it saves the changes, so I'm going to press no, just for time's sake. All right, so you can see right here it's asking if we want to drop the file here or click to upload. I'm going to go ahead and drop the file because it's on my desktop. Or not. I guess it won't let me see it. So we'll just do it like this. There we go. So I'll press that. That's going to be my PDF. So obviously your PDFs are going to be a lot more complex than this. I just threw this together in Word just to show you how I would do something like this. So let's get started. First field is name, which I'm sure a lot of your forms have that field. You would go on the side right here where it says fields and figure out which one works best with name. Probably not Dropdown unless you have like a set amount of people that are going to be using the app. Then you can use Dropdown for that. I like using text and numbers because it's just easier. So one thing you can notice is that you can make the field as big or small as you want. I would try to make it as big as you can, only because when it's on your phone, it's going to be much harder to press it if it's like a little dot or something here. It doesn't affect the font or anything, but yeah, it just makes it easier to press it on a tablet or phone or whatever you're using. So there's your name field. That's all you have to do. Really, it's just drag and drop. It's that easy. So moving on, we want the address field now. That would probably also be text and numbers as well. So right there, we're just going to go ahead and adjust it. And you can see that it snaps to be as big as the one above it. So you can have some symmetry going on. So for gender, it's going to be one or the other, right? You can't be both. So I would probably go with a radio button. Cool thing about radio buttons is if they're on the same axis, the system will automatically know that it can only be one or the other, not both. If you wanted to have both though, say for some reason you were both a male and a female, you would just put these checkboxes here and it'll allow you to click both of these selections. So you'll see them show up on the final report as, you know, both of them selected. As I was saying before, these are really, really tiny, so it's going to be hard to click them once you're in the app. So maybe make them a little bit bigger if you want to. That might be too big, but you get the idea. And then we'll do the same here. Try to make it around the same size. Close enough. Yeah, close enough. Same thing for the checkboxes. You can move these around, do whatever we want. But I would suggest you make them a little bit bigger just so it's easier to click. You don't want your construction workers or inspection workers or anything like that struggling to do this because then it defeats the purpose, right? So we'll just leave these checkboxes out of the way a little bit. Just put them on the side here. It really doesn't matter. All right, and then I just wrote drop-down example here because I couldn't figure out what to write. So this is going to be for your drop-down menus. So again, you can adjust this, make it as big or small as you want. And the way you would add different drop-down, I guess, inputs would be over here. So like say you wanted to have one of the inputs be bananas. Just type that. And then instead of pressing apply, you want this little plus guy over here. And this is going to give you another option. Apples. And so on. Then you press apply when you're done. And now you can see the first option is going to be defaulted to whatever you put as the first option. So if you wanted to not have anything there, a cool trick you could do is just leave the first option blank. So like say I have that, and then option 1, option 2, option 3. And you can see now it doesn't show me anything as a first option. All right, so moving on, some other things that you can do with this. You can have a set image logo field, and this will allow people to input a picture into the final form. So if you have, like, say you're inspecting an air conditioner and you realize that this one specific part is messed up, but you don't know what it's called or how to describe how it's messed up or whatever, you can just press this, take a picture of it, and it'll be a part of the final report. So easy little trick there. You also have date and time. This will log the service worker or whoever's using the form. It'll log what time it is on their phone. So when they send you the report, it'll be accurate to whenever it was they completed it. Sign and draw is for signatures. So if you need a signature at the end of the form, that would be what you would use. You can also use that to literally draw if you want to. There's really no nothing stopping you from using it like that. Then you have map and GPS, exactly what it sounds like. It will put a field that shows, similar to how date and time works, where it shows where they were when they completed the form. So another neat little thing you can do is kind of spy on your workers to make sure they were in the right place at the right time. You can even hide this field so that it records it without actually showing the person on the other end. So neat little trick. I think I'm going to remove this though, just because, yeah, okay, just because it was taking up so much space. And audio is the last one that we have for PDF forms. And this one, all it is it allows you to make an audio recording, kind of like a voice note. And this will is useful for people that are not very good at typing. If you just want to use this, you can just click it and talk into it. And obviously that doesn't show up on the final report in a paper form, but it will show up in a digital form. So if you email it to someone or leave it in a Dropbox or something like that, you'll still be able to access that. So okay, we have a little form going here, and I think we're done. I only want to make one page since this is an example. The next step we want to do is we want to exit back to the app builder. You can save and run from here or publish from here if you want, but there's some other stuff I want to show you that the app builder can do that I want to go back out there for. So it's going to ask you to enter an app name. We'll go tester. Press OK. All right, so it's going to give you specific instructions here on how and what exactly you need to do to get this on your phone. I'm going to run through it, so we'll just press OK past that. And you can see now we have a tab here with the form. It doesn't let me click anything because this is just a preview. But if you click HTML5 up here, give it a second. Right here to welcome to Snappy. Oh, it's not supported yet. Okay, cool. It's all right. I'll show you on the phone. Not a big deal. Oh, and another thing you can do too is rearrange these. So if you want to move them around to see which one's going to show up first when they first enter the app, you can use it like that as well. Like I said, in settings, you'll also be able to adjust the visual style, where the layout goes. I'm sure you saw the other options here when I clicked into it before, but there's, color themes, button, font. You can change all sorts of stuff, make it look exactly like your brand is. And here it'll also tell you how many invited users you have and whether or not your app is published. You can also change the name up here. All right, so let's go over these buttons down here and what do they do. Save and run on device is exactly what it sounds like. If you are making adjustments to the app and you want to see how it runs on your device, kind of like a prototype, you would just put save and run on device, and I'll show you how to pull it up in a second. Invite users, this is what you're going to use if you're not publishing your app into one of the stores, like the App Store or the iTunes Store. You would just type in their email. So like say for me, for example, I don't think I can invite myself, so it might give me an error, but okay, I can invite myself. So you can see you have to add it and then invite. If you just add it, it's not going to send the invite. So be wary of that. Some people, they add a bunch of names and they never press invite and they lose all their work. So just make sure you press invite at the bottom. If you need to X someone out, you can just press the X over here. I think that's it for that. That's how you would invite users. So if you want someone to test your app out, it'll send them an email with instructions on how to do what I'm about to show you how to do right now. And then publish is the last option. And this is for if you want to publish your app to the app stores. But you also have the option of making it into an HTML5. And what this is going to do is it's going to pull up your app as a link on the web browser. So to show you what I mean really quick, we can do this. I might need a more complicated name. So we'll do tester snappy. All right, so it says right here your HTML5 web app link is ready. So when you click this, it's going to open a new tab. And there's your app. Oh, nice. It's not working. There you go. There's your app. And you can click into your form and do all your stuff. So this is useful if you have someone that's going to be in the office that still needs to use the app. They could just log into it from a web browser. It makes it really easy too. All right, cool. So how do I get this to run on my phone or my device, whatever you have? I'm going to use a program that I just found out about that allows me to mirror what I'm doing on my phone. You'll be able to see it on the screen. So it's pretty neat when it works, and it's working, so that's cool. Okay, so this screen is going to be exactly what is going on my phone. So I'll just leave it full screen so you guys can see it a little bit better. All right, cool. So the first thing you want to do, I'm sure you've downloaded apps before, but you would go to the Play Store or the iTunes Store, whatever you have. You're going to type in Snappy. 2 P's, 2 I's. You can see the first option there that I have already installed. That's the one you want. It used to be called Snappy Preview app, but we just reduced it to Snappy just to make things a little bit easier to index and find. So if you don't have it installed, you'll see it'll say install instead of open, but obviously I'm not going to reinstall it, so here we go. It's going to press open, and it's going to pull up, well, before this, it'll pull up a login screen. Here, I can go back to show you so you're not lost. And obviously right here you would put in the same information that you did at the start of the tutorial. Tutorial. And you log in, and it's going to pull up a list of all the apps that you have on your account. So all those crazy ones that you saw there when I was first starting, they're going to show up here as well. So the one we're using though is Tester. Oh, you can also see your invitations here too, so that's kind of cool. Your invitations to users. So we're going to go to Tester, and you'll see it'll go ahead and give you this notice, which is a good notice because that means that it's already in the PDF, but it's just basically letting you know that you can manipulate this document that you're looking at. And there you go. Everything that we were just working on is right there exactly as we intended. So if you have your name here, say your name is Steven. Just press OK, and it shows up right there. Same thing for address. You can press whatever you want, and it'll show up right there. Now, as I said before, the radio buttons, if they're on the same axis, it'll always pick only one of them. And the checkboxes, you can click both of them. For the drop-down example, obviously we don't have an answer for our initial answer, for our default, but we have all the other options there as well. Just press OK. I think this one was, yeah, this is the signature one, or it might be the photo one, I'm not sure. They work pretty much the same, so it doesn't really matter. But there's that, if you need a signature. And here we go with the date and time. You can adjust it if you want. You can also set it up so that it cannot be adjusted, so it'll just log whatever time that form was sent. So press OK there, and you'll see it puts it nice and neat. This one is, oh, this is the signature tab. Okay, so the other one was the picture tab. And you can obviously take a new picture, choose from library, whatever you want to do. And then the last one was for the audio. Don't think I need to show you guys that one. Pretty sure you know how it works. So that's pretty much it. And you can see if I click up here in the hamburger menu, the form manager is also going to be there, and the page tab that we also made is also going to be there. For this little orange thing that you see up here, you can actually put your logo, which is what a lot of people end up doing, just to brand the app a little bit better for your business. And hopefully it's not all black and white. You can also go into settings to see some information about your account. Other than that, though, whenever you're done with this, you would just click submit, and it's going to send these files to the email that the account is registered to. You can also obviously set it up for other emails. It's just I didn't do that. So, and then yes, it'll also open the PDF, the final product, on your phone as well. So you can see there, it actually adjusted the text to be whatever size the box was. The radio button's there, both the signatures, the picture, and the voice note's not there, but it wouldn't show up anyway. So, and that's that. Pretty simple to do. Probably the easiest way you're going to save money by getting rid of paper. So other than that, that would be the end of the presentation. I don't see any questions in the chat box, so I'm going to go ahead and call it a day. If anybody has any questions, though, you can always email support@snappy.com, or you can email me directly at steven@snappy.com. Thanks for tuning in, and if you're watching this later, thanks for tuning in a little later. And have a great day. Have a wonderful Thursday.